not very nice weather at all. Certainly not nice enough to go hunting this weekend. Anyway, kia ora team. Bit of a format change. What I have for you guys is 3 short videos that I've recently posted to Instagram. Sorry for my guys that follow me on Instagram, these are reposts. But yeah, I haven't posted a lengthy YouTube video, hunting video for a wee while. And it's not to say that I haven't been out hunting, because I have heaps. I just haven't been able to get all the right B-roll, the right footage to piece a decent one together. We haven't shot any deer. So what I'm going to present to you on this video is 3 short video hunts that I've done over the last, I don't know, month or so. So sit back and enjoy these, and I'll catch up with you at the end. Alright, here we go. Introducing Roger's mini vids for Instagram. They are basically videos that don't make the cut for the YouTube channel. So I string these little videos together just to use up the footage and keep you entertained. Of course, I always kick these things off with a show and tell on my infamous Tikka T3 300 Wisdom, followed by a tautoko and a big shout out to the companies that support me and provide me with awesome kit for my adventures. So it's an extra early start on this mission, as I want to start walking with packs on at 0330, hopefully arriving at the new shooting blind at daylight 0630. So just a little bit of background and context to my early starts. I've spent the last 20 years hunting around the Ruahine ranges in the public land and lived in Palmerston North, which is only a hop, skip and a jump to the Ruahines. Fortunately or unfortunately, a promotion at work saw me having to move myself and my family down to Wellington. So ultimately that means I have to leave early if I want to get back up to my spots in the Ruahines, especially for day hunts. So with this mindset, once I leave my house, I'm pretty much committed, rain, hail or shine. If you can lip read, try and figure out what I've just said. Halfway up the Palmy, I stop at the Otaki BP for a little bit of a refresh. Oh, beautiful. I swing into Palmy, catch up with the big fella. We mount up and make our way up to the scrub. We arrive to an empty car park, and with the weather not looking too flash, the big fella and I decide to change up our plan and head to an alternative blind. With our gear squared away, 3:45, it's time to get walking. An hour later, we arrive. Righty, we're in. Got up into position, just setting up a quick safety check. Is nothing up in that chamber. Action. Chuck the mag on. That's it. The old brother over there, he's just getting his stuff squared away. So he's got a clear safe rifle over there as well. Gonna chuck his stuff on. So here you go. Pretty much parked up and gonna wait for daylight. We did come in a little bit too early, but early bird gets the big stag. Anyway, cup of tea, wait for daylight. Well, daylight arrives, and so does chaos. Yep. The weather is next level horrible, and we are straight into the action with Owie spotting 2
at the top
deer 400 meters out.
Just coming down.
And what unfolds is a whole ton of frustration, with water filling our scopes and binoculars and rangefinders, and an inability for either of us to get onto these deer together to pull off a shot. Check this out.
In the basin, they're starting to go down to the basin.
We continuously jump up onto the binos to try and find the deer, even jumping back onto Owie's big camera to try and locate it on that. But that's a waste of time because it keeps getting knocked off by the wind and the viewfinder's covered in water. Eventually we spot them in the binos, jump back down onto the rifles, but then they start moving around. The big fella's scope starts to fill with water. The deer move. He can't dial in on them. My scope is hazy with water, but I am tracking them and do have a solid bead on them. He gives me the green light, and it's on. Stand by. Got him back. Got him? Got one of them. I'll try that the other side. That is fucking horrible, trying to shoot in these conditions. Anyway, after that abysmal effort, hey, you'd agree, eh? That was an abomination, man.
I think we call it the old clusterfuck.
That was a clusterfuck. Look, anyway, bro's going to stay here. Keep him on point because it is clearing up. He can stay here, and then I'm going to go quickly whip across and go have a look for this deer. And yeah, see how I get on. I should be maybe a couple of hours. So the recovery is on. Slippery, wet, fucking miserable. We've been here before. A wet and slippery descent down the hill. Bottoming out in the creek. Break into the open. I get my bearings and dial in pretty quickly. So that's where we shot from, right up on that track up there, and hit it just going through here, and there she is right there. 400 meters, 18-degree downhill shot. So I'll get it cleaned up and back up. Mean. The young yearling ended up being a young spiker. A few pickies. Time to get out the dreaded HFK knife from R&M Blades and get some processing underway. So there's the bullet right there. Next shot at 400 meters. To be fair, that wind was pumping through there about 15 mile an hour. I had a hold on its aft as it dropped down into here, and the bullets obviously drifted shit that far from me to my head to that far, and hit it in the neck. So good wind call. So there we have it, all our bits and pieces off, and all on the back of the modulus frame there. Time to go back up there. So time to turn and burn and start heading back up towards that track. Back under canopy, back down into the river. Of course we've got to get some go-go juice into us so we can take on that dirty big hill. And up we go. This will be 40-minute grind up here. Fuck! Finally make my way back up onto the track. Look back from where I've just come from. Yep, by that red arrow is where the deer was. Trundle along the track and catch up with the big fella. Oh, back with the big brother on the yeah, never munch coffee. How long was that recovery, brother?
Hour 25.
Hour 25. Not bad, not bad.
Bad, I'd be double that.
Don't want to get the cramps. Yeah. Anyway, did you see any more deer?
No.
Okay.
No, nothing more.
We might kick here, rearrange all my gear and stuff like that, and have a feed, and then we're gonna bug out, eh? Yeah. That's it. Here's what's left of our bones, and bones over there. Pick up our gears and get the flock out of here. Get back out and have a sneaky look for another deer. Next minute, oh, get the rifle off. That's us, done and dusted, back to our truck. To the machine. here we go again. Another mission, another short Instagram TV video. First of all, I've got to do a shout out to my sponsors. I am very lucky to be supported by these top brands. As usual, it's an early one and I'm heading back into the public land, picking up the good old mate, Toby First Light Hughes, along the way. We arrive at the car park to see two other vehicles, which means we need to be mindful that there's likely to be other hunters in the area. We get our kit on, we do our weapon safety status, and start our walking. Along the way, we come across the Pueri moth, which doesn't have a mouth, doesn't eat, and only lives for a couple of days. Man, that's a rip-off. We break cover and make our way up to the blind. What a surprise, it's windy and bloody cold. Get into some warm gears and get set up. It's not long before we spot these three deer on this very undesirable looking bloody face. We hatch a cunning plan, get set up, wait patiently for the shot, and the buggers walk off into the bush. We spend the next few hours glassing and even shift spots to try and change our luck. But unfortunately, nothing pops out. So feeling a bit bummed out, we decide to revalidate our rifles. We pick a small tuft of grass / weed on a face 530 meters away at 15-degree angle and proceed to send a couple of rounds downrange. We calculated roughly a right to left wind of around 10 miles an hour. So with our first shots with the wind holds on, it's time to send some bullets. Our first shot is just right, I make an adjustment and it's on the money. Toby's up next, pretty much the same process.
Ready? Yeah.
One hold, then a correction, and he's dialed in. Money, bro. With both rifles very validated and confidence high, it was time to call it a day. Unfortunately, no deer were harmed in the making of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Alrighty, here we go again, hunt number 2. Now this hunt is on a farm that is surrounded by other farms as well as private forestry blocks and absolutely no public land whatsoever. So technically all the deer are private. It's early morning, time to catch up with the boys, get tooled up and get this hunt underway. Righty, all the boys getting tooled up. Brent over there, brother Richie, and his brought out his wife's rifle today. Nice to see Richie share the love with the missus, brother. 6.5 game more. Yeah, no, roger that, bro. That's our plan for today. Is I've been up here before with Richie, been hunting before with Richie, been hunting before with Brent as well, so it's a good time for us to have a bit of a catch up, get together and hopefully go help the farmer out and slay a heap of his deer. So
You're right. That's the plan.
That's the plan. So I'm in the sniper seat and there's a joke that says you can't shoot deer from the couch. Well, guess what? This is a couch and we're going to see. Now this farm has a major deer problem with mobs of up to 1 to 200 deer. Not an uncommon scene at all. 30 deer way up there. A whole about 20 reds ran over there. And our role on this hunt is to shoot as many deer as possible to try and preserve the farmer's pasture for his stock. Now the style of hunting we'll be employing on this hunt is basically the good old run and gun, which means driving around on our canyon, bumping deer, either shooting them from the top of the canyon or quickly deploying onto the ground and sending some rounds down range. Unfortunately, with this style of hunting, as a filmmaker, it's really hard to get the cameras running once the deer start running, as you'll get to see. Just dropped one antlered stag. Here we go. So we've got about a gazillion deer over there on those scrubby faces. So we've been running and gunning and spooking deer like there's no tomorrow. Having the odd pot shot. Shot that last one and it was actually heavily infected on the backbone and smelled like shit. So we've donated him to the pigs. So we got probably about a K walk, shave off some distance, maybe try and get to that bottom ridge there and then see what the distance is and see if we can't get the lady rifle going, the big gun going there, and then the slayer going there as well. Lady gun. Now if there's one thing that irks me about farm hunting, it's the mud. The fucking mud. And as you'll see on this video, I get absolutely covered in this stuff. So a quick trundle up our track and we dial into two fellow hinds sitting at 300 odd meters. So this is a good opportunity for Brett and I to get down and tag one each. Ready, Brett? How about the top one? Now the biggest challenge on a coordinated double team shoot is obviously making sure both shooters are ready to shoot. This can be a challenge, and if it can't be executed, someone has to make the call. These deer are on an uphill angle of around 15 to 16 degrees.
One you taking?
Top one.
You take top one.
Yeah. And what you hear is Brent struggling to get low enough
Hey? You can't quite get under it.
in behind his rifle to achieve
Ready, Brent? No,
a clear sight picture through his scope.
I can't get under it.
You want me to take it?
Yeah, you take it.
Okay. Don't worry, all that commotion stirred up the deer and Brent got another shot at the title.
Yep. Go. Got it? You going?
He's gone, bro. Unfortunately, moving deer had only paused momentarily. Just weren't enough time for Brent to squeeze off a safe shot. I left the brothers up there. I'm going to go have a look for my deer. Brent's gone back to get the Can-Am, so Richie's going to stay there looking for some more deer. And we've got another cunning plan to head up to another spot. So a little hop, skip and a jump across a creek, up into the Manuka, find my deer, back down, meet up with the boys, back on the Can-Am, back into running and gunning. I shot a little punch up to the head of this gully, and the boys pulled up short just to poke their noses over the top of this ridge. Brent spots a deer, Brent stalks in on a deer, Brent has no regard for me filming and squeezes off a shot and puts one on the ground. About bloody time. Now you remember when I mentioned about it's really hard to film this stuff when you run and gun. Well, I'm gonna explain to you what happened in this next sequence, which I didn't film. Basically, Brett shot the deer, we took the Can-Am down, he started gutting it, and we heard a shot way up the gully, and then we see all these deer starting to come down to this basin, probably about 300 meters away, and we thought they disappeared, and we kind of thought, I wonder if they're going to pop up on that hill in front of us, and bloody hell they did. A whole mob of reds and fallow came over the top, and well, this is what unfolded. Look at that. It is a gunfight in Afghanistan with the Talibans. I just blew over 4 deer, 3 reds and 1 fallow. Yeah. By the looks of things, I still got it. I don't know what happened to Lady Gun, he's very quiet. Anyway. We got a bit of a recovery on. 4 deer to go recover. So actually, the irony is that Richie was saying when he normally hunts this place, they normally got all the deer and off home by now, and we've only got 2. Well, we've probably got 6 now. 3 big reds and a small fallow. So here we go. Alrighty, cunning plan. You know, you sort of think about farms, oh, pretty easy, drive to them. Yeah, that's true. But there's still arsehole gullies like this. You got to negotiate, and look how steep it is. Yeah, no, I'm trying to make this sound a lot tougher than it is, but it isn't really. If I'd done this in the public land, oh, well, I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't shoot any more that I could actually physically handle. So, but that's why we got the quad bike. That's why we got to shoot as many as we can. It is what it is. I'll recon up here, start on the deer while the boys try and get a track around to make it easier to come out of this gnarly little fucking gully. Yeah, this doesn't look any more inviting. If the boys would come up there, oh, maybe we drag them back up there somewhere. So, anyway, I'll go find them first and start working on them, make a plan. Fellow deer, these are the boys up there. Might actually find them first before we start dealing to them. Red stag. Yeah. And young hind. And there was one more too. And there's number 4 down there. Alrighty, far. So while I waited for the boys to come up and join me, I thought it was a good opportunity to take a few pickies of the stags. The boys finally made it up. We cleaned up out there, biffed them down the hill, put them on our backs, humped them back to the Can-Am. Loaded our bad boy up. Remember what I said about the mud? Look at me. All my first light gear's absolutely covered in shit. The old weather, she started closing in, so we headed back to the farm. Had a debrief with the brothers. Handshakes all round, which capped off a good day on the hill. Righty, well I hope you enjoyed those 3 short vids. Now if that doesn't tell you something about Instagram or my content, you're missing something. Basically, if you want to see content like that on a regular basis, because I post every day on Instagram, pop on over and join Instagram and give me on a big fat juicy follow. I hope you guys enjoyed those 3 short vids. I'm probably going to post some more. Do have a lot of hunts planned, but as summer hits here in New Zealand, the temperature starts to get a bit warmer, and I start to look at maybe doing a bit more fly fishing. But I'll try and get a full-blown, unadulterated, YouTube dedicated video up. But like I said, you want to see some more up-to-date daily content from me, walk on over to Instagram and get a big fat follow. Cheers, and don't forget, like and subscribe.